In the complex tapestry of the modern Middle East and South Asia, two military leaders stand out: Pervez Musharraf of Pakistan and Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt. Though from different nations and decades, their paths to power and their political choices offer a powerful lesson on how military rule and foreign alliances can reshape entire regions. Both men seized power through military coups, promising to restore order and fight extremism. Both made critical decisions under immense international pressure, decisions that continue to echo through regional politics today. Let's start with General Pervez Musharraf, who took control of Pakistan in 1999, when the country was at a political crossroads. Everything changed after the September 11th attacks. The world's attention snapped to Afghanistan, and suddenly, Musharraf's government was under direct pressure from the United States. Washington needed Pakistan's help for its military operations, and Musharraf agreed. Pakistan provided crucial logistical support, access to its airspace, and intelligence cooperation for the US-led campaign. This decision brought Pakistan billions of dollars in foreign aid, but it also sparked deep controversy at home. Critics argue that this alliance created long-term instability, fueling militant networks along the border regions. Musharraf, however, always maintained that he acted to protect Pakistan's sovereignty and economy in a dangerously volatile time. By the time he left office in 2008, Pakistan had paid a heavy social and security price. Musharraf spent his final years in exile, a leader remembered by some as a pragmatist, and by others as a man who compromised his nation's future under foreign pressure. Now, let's turn to the Middle East, where Abdel Fattah el-Sisi rose to power in Egypt after the 2013 military takeover. His government has maintained Egypt's long-standing peace treaty with Israel, positioning itself as a key mediator in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Egypt's role in Gaza is particularly complex. Through the Rafah border crossing, it controls one of Gaza's only lifelines to the outside world. On one hand, Cairo has facilitated humanitarian aid, negotiated ceasefires, and hosted peace summits. On the other, human rights organizations have criticized Egypt for restrictive border policies that slow down relief efforts. Reports have pointed to corruption, high crossing fees, and bureaucratic delays that have worsened the suffering of civilians in Gaza. The Egyptian government defends its actions as necessary security measures to prevent instability in its own Sinai region. Though decades and countries apart, the parallels between Musharraf and el-Sisi are striking. Both rose through military coups, both aligned with powerful international allies, Musharraf with the US, el-Sisi with Israel and Western governments. Both balanced diplomacy with internal repression, cracking down on protests in the name of stability. And both faced allegations that their governments benefited, politically and economically, from crises in neighboring regions. This raises a profound question. When leaders claim to be acting for stability, how much of that stability is built on the suffering of those just beyond their borders? For instance, along the Gaza border, Egypt has built up its security infrastructure. Satellite imagery shows demolitions and buffer zones, which authorities say are to stop illegal tunnel activity. But for local residents, this has meant losing homes and farmland, deepening their own economic hardship. At the Rafah crossing itself, investigations have uncovered reports of staggering fees and long delays for aid convoys, leading to critical shortages of food and medicine inside Gaza. Meanwhile, inside Egypt, peaceful demonstrations in support of Gaza have been met with tight restrictions. Dozens of activists, journalists, and students have been detained. Despite the regional tensions, Egypt maintains significant economic ties with Israel, particularly in the energy sector, a multi-billion-dollar partnership that highlights the delicate balance between economic survival and political risk. From Islamabad to Cairo, these stories reveal a familiar pattern: military-led governments justifying controversial alliances as strategic necessities. But behind the high-stakes politics are ordinary people, civilians in Afghanistan, Gaza, and beyond, who bear the real consequences. Musharraf's choices reshaped South Asia's security for a generation. El-Sisi's decisions continue to influence the fate of Gaza's civilians, and Egypt's own future. History will judge these leaders, but their stories raise the same haunting question. When moral responsibility is traded for political survival, who ultimately pays the price? These are not just tales of two leaders, but of nations caught between foreign pressure and moral principle, and of the ordinary people left to endure the fallout. Thanks for watching. If you found this story insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world.